Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Popped In, your home for all things pop culture. And today we're going to be doing a ranking of all 5 seasons of Stranger Things. Now, it's been a little bit since we did a video, but 2026, this is the first video of the year. And I want to kind of try and be a little bit more consistent in my uploading. So I'm going to be shooting to do at least like maybe 2 videos a week. And I'm going to try out different things probably, but it's mostly going to be rankings. Going to try and do some reviews and stuff, and talking about things coming out as they come out during the year, like movies, shows, that kind of thing. But Stranger Things just wrapped up on New Year's Eve with season 5, and now we've had all 5 seasons. We've had about a week to kind of digest everything. And we're going to be going through and ranking them from least to best. And, this is a hard show to rank, though, just because I do love all 5 seasons of the show. Even what might be number 5 or 4, the problems that I do have, I'll talk about them as we go through, but there's no problems that make me go, oh, this season is terrible. They're all good. At the lowest, I'd rank it like a 4.5, probably. The lowest season. It's a 5-star show overall. Cannot be happier with I may not say that. I could be happier with certain elements of the show, but all in all, love it. Love the characters and everything, and I do hope we get some more in this franchise. But coming in at number 5, I do think I have to go with season 5, and it's weird because the first volume of episodes, the first 4, I really enjoyed the crawl, the first episode. I really loved getting to see the characters, back in action, back together again. Since season 1, everybody's kind of been off doing their own thing. Season 5, they're all back together in Hawkins for this last battle against Vecna. That was cool to see. And then in Sorcerer, episode 4, we get Will getting his powers and stuff. That is just awesome. But then volume 2 kind of... I'm not one of the people that likes to say it's pointless, because I did enjoy the episodes, and I think I was blown away by how much they were hated. But it just, building up to the final episode, it just felt like not as much happened when you look at, the first 4 episodes of the season, everything that happened in those episodes. Season 3 Volume 2 didn't really seem to do too much with those episodes, but the finale, I did enjoy it. I do think the final battle was a little lame. But, it's kind of hard to wrap everything up in a 2-hour episode. So maybe they shouldn't have, taken the other 3 episodes to kind of not do as much. But I don't want to nitpick, because I did love the season, love how it ended. Especially that epilogue, it was great. Regardless of how heartbreaking it was. But yeah, season 5, unfortunately, is in 5th place. But like I said, it's like a 4.5 still. So... Then coming in at number 4, we're going to go with season 2, which this one has kind of always been my least favorite, just because, I think the Lost Sister episode kind of weighs it down, just because, it's kind of just a segue that didn't have any payoff until season 5 with Kali coming back. But when I rewatched this, like about a month or 2 ago, when I was getting ready for the new season, I was surprised by how much I actually did enjoy season 2. Aside from that episode, is like 5-star stuff, almost as good as season 1. I do think that episode kind of took things down a slight notch, and especially where it was placed. I forgot how egregious that cliffhanger was, because it ends literally with the Demogorgons or Demodogs, whatever it was, coming out of the Upside Down. It ends that. Then we get that episode that's off doing nothing. Then we go back to it. It's just like, you wanted to be anywhere else but there in that one episode. But regardless, we did it. I think it was a 9-episode season, so that was cool. I love pretty much everything aside from that with season 2. So yeah, it's in 4th place. And then coming in at number 3, we're gonna go with season 3, which this one has probably the best vibes. I know that's not an original thing to say, but it just has those summer vibes completely locked down. We got Back to the Future in the theaters they're watching and stuff. We get Robin and Steve, Robin's introduction, and then her and Steve's relationship building. You get more of the Steve and Dustin relationship. The Russian subplot, while it's not the greatest, it's not bad. You get the stuff with Alexei, which is cool. He's a cool character. You get Billy, his storyline as he's been taken over by the Mind Flayer. And I'm trying to think what else big happened. Oh, you get the Hopper fake out death, which it doesn't hit nearly as much knowing he's still alive, but it worked really well at the time. But yeah, I do love this, and the finale was very cinematic, even slightly more so than season 5's finale, although the Mind Flayer is much more terrifying in season 5 than season 3. But the stakes felt a little higher in season 3. But yeah, season 3 kind of, I could see these two swapping at some point, but right now I just think I enjoy the vibes and everything of season 3 a little bit more. But the Russian plot does kind of take it down slightly. Yeah. Then we have coming in at number 2. This is the tough one. This is where people probably disagree with me the most, but I've got season 1 at number 2. And we can go ahead and say season 4 is number 1. And it's just a matter of preference because season 1 is the OG. It's where it all started. And I understand completely if people say that's their favorite season because it's where it started at. It's probably the most grounded, the most realistic of the seasons. Not realistic, I shouldn't say that, but most grounded, the most, like, I don't want to say authentic because that makes it sound like the rest of it isn't, but I do kind of have a feeling that season 1, which this isn't like a bad thing necessarily, but it does feel like season 1 was kind of out to be its own thing, and it was so successful they said, hey, we can do some sequels. And I don't think they had this all planned out from the beginning. Kind of like George Lucas, I don't think he had all of Star Wars planned out from the moment he started making A New Hope. But yeah, season 1 is probably the most grounded. It's got the most throwback, nostalgic kind of feel to that era. And I mean, it's the one that started it all off. But season 4 for me, just how cinematic that was, is probably the scariest season of the show. With Vecna getting his kills, they're just so gruesome and, unexpected that getting a villain like him when we just had the Demogorgons and the Mind Flayer and stuff up to that point, it just completely mind-blowing. The character of Eddie is one of my favorite characters in the show. It's probably one of the best seasons for Steve. And just the different character dynamics. If I did have to point out some flaws with season 4, I don't really like the California storyline. 11, her stuff with Dr. Owens and Dr. Brenner, that's important stuff. But, Mike, Jonathan, Will, Argyle, they're kind of just wasted. They're just going around looking for 11, especially Jonathan. He was one of the best characters in the first 2 seasons, him and Nancy. And just by this point, it felt like they didn't really know what to do with him. So that's a little bit disappointing. But yeah, overall, season 4 is great. It's got some of the best episodes of the whole show with Dear Billy, the Massacre at Hawkins Lab. What's the last episode called? Is it the Piggyback? Is that what it's called? Whatever it was, the finale. That was great. It's like a 2.5-hour episode. Crazy stuff. But yeah, that is my ranking for all 5 seasons of Stranger Things. So let me know down below if you guys do agree or if you disagree. Maybe you have, I know some people have season 2 in last place. Some people might have season 4 lower. But I can't really fault anyone because there's certain things about each season that I do enjoy more than the others. So if you got anything you want to talk about with the seasons, let me know down in the comments because I'd love to talk about it. I absolutely love this show. So sad it's over with. But yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever the future may hold. And if you'd want me to do a video about potential spinoffs, I could do that. But yeah, that is about it. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.